From one first overall pick to another, Frank, and Macklin Celebrini, who will make his debut tonight. Last year, Connor Bedard dazzled the league in his rookie season when he was healthy. And with Celebrini, where are we at on expectations for him? We're also going to talk with Stephen Ellis about this Sharks team in a little bit, but I know from listening to interviews over the summer, they talked about him a lot on Morning Cup of Hockey around the draft. Is it fair to say this isn't a guy who's coming in and putting up 80 points in his rookie season or 70 points, but a guy who's built to be a solid NHLer?
100%. And look, I don't know what this season is going to look like. I think he's going to meet expectations for sure. What are they? What's a reasonable one? I don't know, 55, 60 points, something in that neighborhood. This guy is going to be a superstar. Zero doubt about that. The physical nature that he plays with, the way that he invites contact, the trust that the coaching staff will have in him to play a complete game. He's as well-rounded of a player that we've seen come out in the draft. And to be all those things at 18, it's one thing to want to invite the physical contact. It's another thing to have a body that's able to withstand it. And so I think that sort of unique combination is going to put him in a great spot for success. I just feel like a lot of what we're going to see this year from Celebrini and the Sharks is not going to be all that different than what the Blackhawks experienced last year with Connor Bedard. One guy, maybe two guys, if you include Will Smith, that for the opposing team, it's so easy to key in on. Shut these guys down. You pretty much walk out with a guaranteed 2 points. That's a difficult spot to be in for an 18-year-old kid to put that on his shoulders. They just don't have the proper and necessary support to be able to put him in a position to go out and chase, a monster season like that. They're not there yet. Someone like a Tyler Toffoli will help, but you need more than that. You need more lines than that. And the Sharks are still operating at a really significant talent deficit relative to the rest of the league. That you see what Chicago went and added this summer for Bedard. That's going to be a type of summer that San Jose is going to need to have next summer.
Yeah. There's kind of phases from a fan perspective when your team's going through a rebuild. There's the ugly spot that a team like the Penguins are in, Frank, where it's like, oh God, do we jump in? Do we not? And then there's that really bad period where you need to bottom out and collect the draft picks. And then there's where the Sharks are, where now the young talent's here. And I kind of say like this is the fun phase because you get to watch your young star players start to compete at the NHL level and you get to watch them start to develop. So I do think Sharks fans will have a more enjoyable year than they've had in years past. But in terms of the organization, what's a successful season for them look like?
By the way, these teams are also kind of inextricably linked too, in the sense that look at what the Sharks and Penguins pulled off a year ago, sending Erik Karlsson out east. What went the other way to San Jose was the 14th overall pick, which they then moved up to 11th and got Sam Dickinson, who's also then going to be a big part of what San Jose does moving forward. And then you look at Pittsburgh and the compounding effect of that trade. Not only do you not have your first round pick, but Erik Karlsson's production goes down by 50% year over year. And then he has a rocky start to this year already in training camp. And you're going, oh my God, how do we handle this with a guy that makes $10 million on our cap for each of the next number of years? Not a great spot to be in. And then San Jose is like, oh yeah, we had the chance to add, potentially more lottery ping pong balls with this Sharks pick. And Sam Dickinson's going to be a huge part of what we do moving forward. You see these teams kind of going in different directions that it's hugely important in terms of the build.
What's up, hockey fans? If you enjoyed that video, then you need to be hitting the subscribe button right here at Daily Faceoff. Exclusive interviews and analysis from our hockey insider Frank Seravalli, fantasy updates from Brock Sagan, and a daily live show at noon Eastern, Monday through Friday. You don't want to miss any of the fantastic content, so hit that subscribe button.